Hello? Hi, Nate. How's it going, bud? Hi. How is everyone tonight? Good? Bad? Are we making it through the week here on the Thursday? Is audio all good? Video all good? Everyone can see everything? How's it going, pal? I'll give it another minute or two here. See if we can't get a couple more people to trickle in. Thought I would sneak in here a little graphic, see what people thought about it. Gives us a nice little visual representation of what is going to be going down tonight. No announcement yet? All right. Yes. We'll sneak this in here again for those who didn't see it. I worked hard on this. All right, with the announcement out, I guess we'll say hello. This is my triumphant return to streaming. Hopefully it goes well. I'm not going to lie, I am super nervous about potentially clicking the wrong button, doing the wrong thing, but I think we're good. Latest file is downloaded. We are set up for the days and good to go. I'm sure I'll do a co-host with this eventually. I just wanted to kind of keep it for myself for the first stream, just so that I could plow through this and hopefully not take too long to do this. So without further ado, I guess we can head right into it. As we can see, our first matchup here is going to be a minors game with the Wheelers against the Flamingos. So we'll head right into her, and then we'll bring up our lovely stats team little blurb about this game, as if someone wants to toss up, say, a 2-minute bet on this, that'd be great and much appreciated. So, team notes. Florida is off to a slow start in season 28 and have been 3-7 in their last 10. Their slumping play is largely due to their pitching, as they've posted a 5.34 team ERA, and their starting pitchers have the second worst ERA in the minors. There's no shortage of hits for the Flamingos, though, as they are second in batting average, hitting .293 as a team, and first in extra base hits. Exactly the opposite for Florida. Anchorage has been streaking as they have gone 7-3 in their last 10, currently first in the West early on. However, the Anchorage bullpen is one of the worst in the minors right now, posting a 6.22 ERA, similar to the Flamingos. The Wheelers hit the ball a lot. First in average and OPS, the Wheelers can light up the scoreboard fast. Player notes, Flamingos slugger Javonthony Brizzo is absolutely dominating, as he is hitting .375 with 5 home runs. Those 5 home runs time for first in the minors. Anchorage has the impressive slugger in Jack Condor. Condor is hitting .373 as well with 3 home runs. Vernal Bloodshine gets the nod in the game for Florida. He's been roughed up, posting a 9.6 ERA through 3 games and hasn't seen the 6th inning yet this season. Rookie pitcher Noah Hartman will start this one for Anchorage. Hartman could use a good outing, as he has posted a 6.89 ERA in the game. Keys to victory for the Flamingos to win. They're going to need to get a quality start out of Bloodshine and try to make the Wheelers dip into their bullpen early. Anchorage needs to prevent the long ball from the high-octane Florida offense. The Wheelers also need to get a jump on the Flamingo starter, as Florida has a serviceable bullpen. All right, without further ado, we can start this one up. Hopefully everything is good to go. That's a hit into center field to lead us off for the Flamingos. We've got to turn on the old BNN here, though. Turn that off for now. Turn that on. And all right. I think that's good. Be good. Alrighty. That one is hit, but caught the third baseman. Can keep the man on first. Next up is Brizzo, as he can't get at the drop. And catch and throw at first. He must have been leading off a bit, so they decided to test it. That's got a little pop on it, but will be caught by the center fielder, and that's going to end that bat. Wheeler step up here, trying to get off to a quick start. Nice walk there by 43 to lead him off. It's going to put a man on. Road as, wow. That didn't look like it got a lot of air, as the catcher's going to pick that one up. Runner was going on that one, so he'll get to second and stop the ability for a double play. Benningson drops it onto the grass. There goes the runner around. The throw is coming in, but not going to be in time, as he's going to get in, as the Wheelers get on the board first. That one's hit and deep. See ya. Snake drives that one out of the park. 449 feet is an early 3-0 lead here for Anchorage. They try to go up the middle with that one, but they will make the play, as they're going to hold them at 3, but a quick start here for Anchorage. That's going into the outfield and will be caught. There's your first out. That one sneaks up the middle, as you're going to have a runner on first. Dracula. Dexter Adanimax is going to take a walk here, as we got 2 on. That one's a dribbler up. Ooh, they will get the play at first. I thought they were going to get a bases loaded, but 2 men on, 2 out. Cena Jr. is going to take a walk, so bases loaded situation. And they're going to walk or run home. Unfortunate for Hartman. Ooh, pass ball. You hate to see it on stream. Always happens way more. So there's 2 there. The Flamingos are in this quickly, but that's going to go right to the first baseman. They're just going to have to settle for 2 this time around. That one's hit high, but I don't think it has the gas on it. It is going to be caught in center field. That one's going to drop into left field, though, as he is going to think about 2, but hold himself up at 1. Grumpus steps up. And that's going to go right to the center fielder. He's not going to have to move much for that one. That's right to the center fielder again, as he's getting a lot of work out there. Nice walk there. Flamingo's on base, and a nice little single. They're not going to try for third, so 2 on, no out. Strikeout there. That's popped up in the left field and will be caught. So they're going to hold the runners on. 2 out now. They're going to have to walk or touch grass with something. Runners are going, but didn't have enough juice to make it to the wall or over the wall. Sneaks that one past the shortstop there as Rude gets a leadoff hit. Condor trying to get that power bat going like we talked about, but it's going to fall short of the mark. Benningson right to the second baseman. A nice double play there to get out of the inning quickly. Flamingo's back up at bat trying to get this game tied. Ground out is going to get Mr. Giraffe out. Cena Jr. to third base and is going to get tossed out at first. First baseman getting the ability to end the inning there as they like to hit the first baseman to get them out. Snake, fresh off a home run, is going to stare at a strikeout. Woofington sneaks that one by the little shift there and is going to get on to first. Kimura steps up, strikes out. Marsh gets under it, but can't get the gap with that one, as that's going to be caught in the outfield. It's a game of little singles, walks, and home runs, and, well, I just finished saying it. That one's gone as Eddie Garr solo shot ties this one up for the Flamingos. That one's the second baseman is going to get tossed out at first. That's to the first baseman, and he is going to get there. I wasn't sure if he was going to have the wheels to get it, but he did. That one tried to sneak up the center, but will get tossed out at first. Anchorage trying to get back in the lead here. That's got some pop on it, but... oh, off the top of the wall. He's going for 3. And he's going to get there. Leadoff triple. No outs. Perfect opportunity to get a run in. And... looked like the third baseman got a piece of it, but just wasn't enough to flag it down as Anchorage back out in front here, 4-3. That's hit high and deep to center field, but will be caught. Not often you see a tag up in first or second. They thought about it, but held him back. That's up the middle there. Nice aggressive runnings and get runners on the corners with 2 outs to work with. Benningson, nice walk. Juice is based, as they would say. Hate to see it. Pass balls. There's a 2-run lead there. Emphatically says safe, just in case we didn't know. Sneak up the middle. That's going to cash 2, I think, as the throw home isn't going to be in time. So Anchorage blowing this one open a bit now. 7-3 here. That one's hit with a bit of pop, but I think will be caught by the center fielder. Runner stays on first. Kimura steps up, draws a walk as this inning keeps going here as they're starting to dip into the bullpen here in the 5th. Marsh is able to hold up as he draws a walk. Bases loaded here. Going for the gap with that one, but the center fielder will have the range to draw that in, so they're just going to have to settle for 4. But a pretty sizable lead here as the Flamingos got to dig themselves out of a hole here. Play at first, but isn't going to make it in time as Count Dracula puts on the wheels and makes it to first. There's another walk there as you got 2 on now, no outs. Flamingos challenging here. Pass ball. We're not going to have a score, but the runners will move up. Giraffe strikes out. Cena Jr. He sneaks that one through. That should be 2. Throw from the outfield. not in time, as 7-5 now, as Anchorage starting to sweat here a bit. Key is going to be able to get a ground out there. They're going for the gap again, but the outfield is going to chase that down as Flamingos chip away at that lead a bit here, but still a 2-run lead here for Anchorage. Fly out there for 43 senior. That one's got some pop, and see ya, Bobby Roode. That's a 440-foot shot, solo shot, 8-5 now for Anchorage. That's popped out to the center field. Gotta make the catch. Benningson up the middle. Single to keep this inning going here as Sneck steps up to the plate. And a staring strikeout will end that. But another run on the board there as Flamingos running out of time here to tie this or get ahead. Ground out there as Brizzo is out at first. Bafugglin. Nice diving catch in center field by Condor. Spreading his wings makes that catch. That one's going for the gap. I think the fielder will reach it. Yes, he will. As that looked dangerous, but that's pulled in. Quick look at the out-of-town scoreboard. The Bruce City Bears are up 5-1 against the Kingpins. The Dillos are up on Dallas 3-1. The Firehawks up 5-4, and Swifsteed's up 5-4 against Kansas City. A little bloop there as Kimura just sneaks it in over the shortstop's head. 1 out, 1 on. Double play ball here, and they will get it as Flamingos still able to keep this going as they keep Anchorage off the board. That one's popped to center field. Caught. Next up, Datamax. He's cold as ice, but he's willing to sacrifice his love to make that home run as the Flamingos pull in within 2 as he says, see you later on that one. 8-6 now. Jeff the Giraffe stares at a strikeout. 2 out. Cena Jr. He's going to draw a walk to keep us going here as, was it Musher? I'm assuming these are the bot pitchers in. Trying to make an effort here. 2 on, 2 out. That's going to be a little grounder to shortstop as they're able to make the plays. They threatened, but 3 outs left here for the Flamingos, and they got to keep it close. Anchorage looking to add to that lead. Grumpus fly out. The senior, as 3 people group up, but eventually the third baseman will call everyone off. As whether the pitcher or the shortstop were trying to Kevin Kiermaier him, but he made the play himself. Flamingos 3 outs to work with here. Good start there. Is going to chop that one into right field. Gets a runner on first. We'll see if Brizzo tries to steal. It doesn't seem like the stealing type, though. Not going to need to, as a little bloop is going to land as Anchorage starting to sweat here a bit. No outs, 2 on. That's going to drop into the field. Do they send the runner? No. Bases loaded, no outs as Count Dracula steps up, strikes out. As Vlad the Impaler wasn't willing to impale one into the outfield, but Datamax is, as he is off the schneid here, as that's a 2-run single. We got ourselves a tie game. Flamingos still going here. Wow, we got ourselves a walk as Jeff the Giraffe is got the bases loaded here. Cena Jr. Oh, he's going to poke that one in as we're going to cash another 2 runs here. Flamingos look down and out, burying their heads in the sand. Or is that emus? Flamingos, I guess, would be water more, but you can't really bury your head in water. Anyways, they are actually going to get the runner on first as they keep this going. Bases loaded, 2 outs here to work with. 4-run inning as they are up 10-8 now. This should cash another one as that looks deep enough. They're going to try the throw, but not going to make it in time. It is at 11-8 now. 2 out, 2 runners on. That's going for the gap, but they are going to make it, so they're going to stop the bleeding at 5 as Anchorage has now got to try to catch up here. Jack Condor steps up with Nolan Nola in, as he's got some stuff to work with, but that's going to touch grass as you get a single. That one's going to the third baseman, as that is a nice double play to get them close to a victory here. And then a staring strikeout is going to end it, as Nolan Nola gets her done. Nice little graph here, as you can see, is a climb up to the top there for the Flamingos, as they take this one 11-8, combined 26 hits. A lot of multi-hit games here, but a 4 RBI game for Sneck. 3 for Datamax, as your win is going to go to Sykes out of the pen. The loss is going to go to Musher, as Dexter Datamax is your player of the game. Hepcats take this one 6-5 over the Swift Steeds. Combined 13 hits. 3-hit game for Berserker. Your win is going to go to Mosley, with your loss going to Blaine. I'm not even going to attempt that last name. I bet you it sounds out to something different there. Player of the game is... Wow. These names... Pop Walb. I feel like if I say that quickly twice, it's going to end badly. Bruce City Bears beat the Chicago Kingpins 6-1 on 13 hits. 3-hit game from McNasty on the Bruce City Bears side. 3 ribbies for John Doe. Your win is going to go to George here, as Luciano gets the L, his second of the season, on 5 earned runs. Player of the game is Eddie George. Dillos take this one over the Dynamos 3-2 in a pretty close game. Only 12 combined hits against minors teams. You don't see it very often. Oatmeal with the 2 ribbies. Your win is going to go to Panda, with your loss going to Pause. He only lasted 4.2 innings before getting yanked on Dallas' side, as Gambit Panda is your player of the game. Firehawks take this one 5-4, and another close one here against the Lemurs, as their runs came a bit late here in the 5th and 7th inning. 3-hit game here for the Requise on California's side. Your win is going to go to Boyd Jr., and your loss is going to go to Post Scott out of the pen for the Louisville Lemurs, with the player of the game being the Requise. How's it going, Gringo? So that's our minors for today. Let's take a look at the majors here. Voyagers are going to take this one over the Outer Banks Aviators 7-6, as they put that run up late in the 8th inning. A couple multi-hit games here. I guess Riverboat's got your most impactful one, going 3 for 5 with 2 ribbies on Outer Banks side in the loss. Graves is going to get the W out of the pen with 1 blown save, as Flame McDonald takes the L. Player of the game is Linus Riverboat in a losing cause. Boise Raptors take this one 6-2. It's their 6th-1 of the season against the Vandals. 4-hit game here for Johnny Pluto and 6 ribbies. Good outing, as he is having a hot start to the season. Wow, look at that stat line. 442, 7 home runs, 24 ribbies already. Your win is going to go to Vivi Zielman, getting their first of the season there for Boise. Loss going to Takahashi, with the player of the game being Mr. Pluto. No surprise to anyone there. Maui, wow, starting off 500 here. Pretty good start for them. They're going to take this one in extra innings, 4-3 against the Sloths. 3-hit game for Dawson Jr., as he has seemed to finally break out and making an impact here for the Makos. 3 ribbies there for pork chop sandwiches. The wins and losses are going to go to the bullpen, as Salchicha is only going to last 4 innings, as Omega is going to get the W. Nolan Windsor is your player of the game. Surge are going to beat the Crabs, as they tie each other's records at 6-8. 2-1 in a pitcher's duel, it looks like. Providence made it interesting in the bottom of the 9th, but wasn't enough. Only multi-hit game here for either team, going to Mr. Shidermi. Havoc getting the W, as Evans is going to get the L. Your player of the game is Hunter Havoc. Looking down at the Champions Conference here, Nashville is going to take this one over the Demons 8-2 on 12 hits. A lot of multi-hit games here from the top 5 hitters for Nashville. Demons only managing 2 hits. Mr. Kuramochi is getting the W for Nashville, as Vaughn is going to take the L as he's yanked after just 3 innings, allowing 6 runs. Your player of the game is Lucien Kuramochi. Toros are shut out by the Rougarous, 2-0. 9 hits on the Rougarous side. A couple multi-hit games here by Valor and Brew. Pitching, Getty is going to take his 3rd loss of the season, still looking for his first win of the year as Nakamura gets his first win, going the length, 9 innings. 4 Ks, no walks, 5 hits. Nakamura is your player of the game. Victor Vandal hasn't made an appearance in quite a while. I have a picture of him somewhere. I'd have to dig in the annals of time to find it though. Death Valley taking this one 7-4 here. Wow. Despite there only being 11 runs, you had 28 hits. I'm assuming there was a lot of left on bases. Yes, there was. Mr. Mellett leaving 6th there on Seattle's side. A lot of 3-hit games here for Death Valley, actually. As Mr. Jacob getting 3 ribbies. Your loss is going to go to Mr. McThornbody out of the pen, as Pricing is going to get the win out of the pen as Farnworth goes 6 innings. Player of the game is Chris Jacob. Apex are going to take this one over the Supernova 7-3 on 11 hits. Couple multi-hit games here. I guess we can call it 3 RBIs for Mr. Eagle Eyes. Loss is going to go to Scoochie Dart off of Sarasota as Doug Dangley gets his 3rd win of the season out of the pen. Seems like the bullpen getting a lot of the wins here for Indianapolis early. Mr. Eagle Eyes is going to be your player of the game. I think that covers the spread here, so we will advance a day. Take a quick look here. Next up on our matchups is going to be the Toros and Rougarous. So we'll take a look here. Where are they? Right here. Have a look here to see what our wonderful stats team has to say. Team notes. Cancun is 1 game ahead of New Orleans in the division and looks to keep them at bay or in the Gulf. I believe the Rougarous won, so they are tied at 500s. After losing 2 close games of the Apex, the Toros won the first game of the series in extras. Cancun could have a much better record at this point in the season. They have lost half their games this season by 2 runs or less. New Orleans' offense is very strong this season, arguably one of the best in the conference. Rougarous are 1st or 2nd in every notable batting stat except for strikeouts and walks, where they are 3rd in the champions. The reason for their sub-500 record, they're 500 now, though, is the pitching. A 5.2 ERA has held the Toros back all season as well, being 8th in the majors in opposing batting averages. Some player notes, the Toros' offense is captained by Steve Rogers, who has the team highs in batting average and home runs. As impressive as New Orleans' offense is, a surprising struggling player is Gustav Beauregard, as he doesn't have a single hit in the last 5 games. Toros turned to Barry B. Benson in this one, as Benson has the best ERA of any starter for Cancun at 2.65 through 3 starts. Grabbing the Rosenbag, that's got to be a reference I don't know. For the Rougarous is Matt DeFerrari. DeFerrari is trying to put his previous 3 starts behind him, as he has an 11.25 ERA up to this point. Keys to victory. Cancun must keep the New Orleans offense in check. They'll need rock-solid pitching all game, and Benson is the best person they can turn to right now. New Orleans will need to rely on their bats in this one, as the pitching might not be there. They have a 5-headed dragon in Beauregard, DiStefano, Valatorre, and Brew. All of them can get it done at the dish and will be needed. I feel like almost a better reference, considering that their wolf, would be I know it's only 3 heads, but what's the name of the wolf that guards the door to Hades? Maybe a 5-headed wolf, something like that. Alright, so we can look up here really quickly. Rougarous have a absolute landslide here advantage, as Cancun does have a slight one with the number 9 slot here. I believe a bet is up already, so get in on that. There's not a lot of time left here, but it looks like still quite a bit of channel points bet here already. 5-headed dragon, Yu-Gi-Oh reference. I was going to say maybe Godzilla 2, but I think that dragon only has 3 heads as well. Sorry, I guess we should start pretty much any time here that I queue up the game, and I'm going to go through the stats. I'm pretty sure that they'll always toss up the bet. So I apologize for people missing it, but just kind of keep an eye out. As soon as we jump to the game that we're going to feature, bet you the bet will be up, so keep an eye out for that. Alright, so we are on Cancun and Rougarous, so we'll get this puppy started. Cancun is going to be the first up to bat here. Runs through its little blurb about everything about the game. Wow, DeFerrari here, as we already talked about. Ernie Witt is going to start us off with a single past the shortstop here. Mr. McCoy steps up. There's a single past the second baseman as they're just sneaking him by. Aggressive base running, but it's going to pay off as they get runners to the corner. No out. That one, oh, I thought that was going to sneak up the middle, but a nice snare by the shortstop like a NHL goalie is going to get that in. Oh, double plays. That went from 0 to 60 as far as threats. Or I guess I just said 60 to 0. Next up here is we got the Rougarous at the bat as Beauregard tries to shake off the ice. He'll draw a walk. He's going to go for the steal and get gunned out by a mile. Should have upped the speed on that one as a nice throw there from the catcher. And then a quick 2 outs here as New Orleans trying to get something going here, but they got Bob Barkered as they were neutered. Batista up to bat, try to sneak that one in. Another quick 2 outs here is this is looking like a pitcher's duel to start, but things can change pretty quickly here in baseball. But that's going to toss it up first, and another quick 3 outs. That one's tossed in. That's going to go to the gap as Valor leadoff double here. Next up is off-season acquisition Torrent. He's going to, I don't know if that was a bunt or just a little hit. But it's not going to matter here as that's going to the corner by Bro as a double here is going to put Valor in. Another double, second one of the inning. 1-0 lead here for the Rougarous. That's going to the shift by the second baseman. Is going to get the runner at first. Man on third, 2 out. Swinging strikeout by Todd Hafner is going to end that threat. Toros get up to bat, trying to even it up here. I thought that one might have actually landed in between the infield and outfield, but they are going to get to it. There's your first out. First baseman barely has to move as he says thank you for that one. Nice easy out. Pretty much when you see the outfield don't move, you know that one's going over the fence. See ya! Solo shot here by Ernie Witt ties us up. Strikeout there by Crozer. McCoy is going to end it, but we are tied here at 1s. That is chopped past the third baseman. They're going to go for 2 as that is the third double here, I believe, already for the Rougarous. Leadoff double puts a man in scoring position. Passed ball on stream. Third one of the night. I know we can't do a bet for that, but maybe we should count how many of those there are. As that one's belted into the right center as that's a 2-run shot here as the Rougarous take the lead back here 3-1. Beauregard, that's his second home run. Maybe that icicle will disappear here shortly. DiStefano flies out. Naz Hamed, nice sliding grab there by the outfielder, will take that one away from him. That's caught by the third baseman as that's going to be your third out here. Toros trying to andale, and get things going here, but that's going to be tossed out at first. Mr. Ace Carter steps up. He's got the power. Does he have the will? And he does, as that's going to drop in for a single. Next up, Caden Kaleen is able to draw a walk as a little bit of a threat here. 2 on. Ooh, they bean the batters. Apparently, DeFerrari did not like the look that Vladimir Batista was giving him. Bases loaded opportunity here. Oh, they're going to sneak one by. Mr. Hulkenvettel. Wow, that's some aggressive base running. That's a triple, and that's un, deux, trois. As Toros take a lead here, 4-3. That went from a little to dangerous quickly. I think that's going to be a bit too shallow. They're going to test the arm of the outfielder, and it's going to pay off as 5-3 now is your lead here. That's going to drop here as that ricochets off the wall. Double here as Toros have turned it on suddenly. I mean, it looked threatening, but did anyone expect this just to go pop, pop, pop? Here we go. Walk as we keep it going as DeFerrari is in trouble. That ERA is not being salvaged right now. Finally gets a strikeout. Will get out of the inning. We'll see if he returns for the next inning, though, as that was a rough 4th. Rugerush looking to get back into this. Nice start as Torrent is able to poke that one through the shortstop and third baseman. Bro steps up, and that's a double play. So that doesn't quite work out for him. 2 out here quickly as Geronimo is going to hit at the shortstop, and they're going to get it out. Toros looking pretty good here defensively. Next up, Steve Rogers captaining the team on offense. Will ground out, though. This is going to get tossed out at first. Ace Carter puts some pop on that, and I'll see ya! Solo shot into the left field. Toros get run number 6 on the board. Next up, Caden Kaleen. That's going to go sky high, but the catcher is going to grab that one. As New Orleans can't even give DeFerrari the out there to feel better about himself. As Derek Yeater is in, as he yeets that one past the plate and gets the final out of the inning. But 6-3 here. New Orleans has got to get going here. Wow, that one snuck past the pitcher and is going to be picked up, but they won't make the out at first as Hafner gets a free one at first. Nice diving catch by Bautista is going to steal a hit there. Curving shot to third base will be caught. As DiStefano Jr. tries to go for the gap, but it's not going to have enough as it's going to be caught in the outfield there. Toro is looking to add to this lead, but will be caught by the right fielder as he was doing the shuffle there. Going to center field. That one's caught. There's your second out. And then a strikeout there is going to get them out of the inning with no damage as they finally get a 0 after 3 innings. Ruger is hoping they don't get another 0 as they try to get back into his. Here is Hamed with a little blooper. Valor grounds out. Torrent takes a walk, keeps things going here. Barry B. Benson still in the game. That one's cranked. The outfielders weren't moving, and we talked about that. See ya! As it is home run city right now, 6-5 as the Rougarous trying to get back in it. Geronimo steps up, hoping to keep it going after Bro kept it going, but he's going to strike out. They'll take it, though, as 2 runs brings him in within 1. Defense needs to shut it down. Defense! He's going to take a walk first, though. That's hit, but I don't think it's going to have enough backspin to touch grass, as that's going to be caught. Strike 3 gets Carter out as Kaleen steps up trying to keep it going, and wow, nice diving catch as Geronimo does not care about his own safety, throws his body into the dirt to make that one. Rougarous hoping they can draw a little inspiration from last inning, but a little chopper is going to be picked up. Will get tossed out at first. That's chopped up the middle there by W.R. Wolf. Sorry, Casey. I probably forgot to link this one first time, bud. I'll make an effort to make sure all the ballparks are linked properly. I got Maui's done because I knew that they had some problems with that, but I guess I missed Full Moon Stadium. I apologize. Boo! Boo this man! Alright, so there's your first out. Nice walk there, drawn by, that's a great name, Shumi Hockenvettel. I wonder if I'm pronouncing it correctly, or maybe my Canadian accent is leaking horribly. Mr. Myth isn't able to keep the legend going, as that's a ground out there, and he's tossed it at first. As we're heading to the back end of the innings here, that one chopped through. His predictions already been paid out, as I guess we made the over here. Di Stefano Jr. He's going for the steal. It's a strikeout, throw out, double play, not a conventional one, but Toros are going to be happy with that one as a strikeout throw out. Torrent tries to get this one dropped, but isn't able to, as the Toros are clinging to this one. Hoping the offense can give them a little more buffer room, but a lead out ground out by Wallaby Hickums. That one's tossed out at first. Crozier McCoy is going to shortstop, as that's going to get tossed out here, as Cancun needs to have defense come through for them. Rougarous are hoping it doesn't come through for them. But that's going to be tossed out at first. There's your first out. Geronimo is a curving hit to third base. He's tossed out. Last chance here for Hafner. But nice shift to take it away. This looked like it was going to be in the Rougarous' favor, but Toros, with an aggressive fourth inning, stole this one away as they over 500. Bet you wouldn't have called that 15 games into the season there, prediction analysts. Well, a couple multi-hit games here. 3 ribbies for Hockenvettel, and then 3 for Bro, as I believe they both had home runs to their credit. Your W is going to go to Benson, who is your starter for Cancun, as the L is going to go to Ferrari, as unfortunately for him, things keep going not ideally. Player of the game is Christopher Brew. Is it, I want to say Brew, but is it Bruh or Bro? What do you guys think? Brew? I think it's Brew. All right, let's hop into this one as the Voyagers keep it going here as they beat the Aviators 10-5. Another one. Guess you wouldn't guess the Aviators would start off 6-9, did ya? Defending champs off to a bit of a slow start here. 4 ribbies for Tom Shue. 4 also for Dub City, as they had a duel, but Voyagers come out on top. Win is going to go to Mr. Daring, as the loss goes to Ripsbed, fellow Kingstonian, as Tom Shue gets the player of the game. Breo? Okay, like Breo. Brew? I see Brew, Breo. Crabs are going to beat the Surge here, 5-2. 15 hits total here. Couple multi-hit games here. Nothing crazy, as it was a bit of a pitcher's duel. Bit of a everyone pitches in. Ruiz and Krustis with 2 RBIs each. Mr. Voss is going to get the W, as Rolo takes the L in just 5 innings pitch. San Antonio beats the Makos 10-4 on 12 hits. 3 ribby game for Hunter Katsup on Maui's side, but 4 ribbies for Jimenez and 3 for Knight. Season 24 class represent. Mr. Delcott gets the L on Maui's side. Only lasted 4 innings, but King George III gets the W, his 3rd of the year. Player of the game is Christy Abbott. Vandals are able to take one off the Raptors, 5-4, as all the scoring ended by the 6th inning. No late game heroics here. 3 hits for Mr. Bodner on Boise's side. Couple multi-hit games for the Vandals. Your win is going to go to Sig Ripper out of the pen for Vancouver as Daly gets the L. Player of the game, Tout Blanc. Moving on down. This one was tied. I remember seeing on the out-of-town scoreboard, but Demons will take it late with a 3-run at 7th inning. 4 RBI here, game for Danny B. As the 2 leadoff hitters here for Detroit doing some work, getting them the W. Mr. Rayner gets the L. Hasn't had a lot of decisions this season, as that is his first win or loss. As Mr. Lewis is going to get the W for Detroit. As Nicholson Dimes is your player of the game. Apex beat the Supernovas 11-1 for their 11th win of the season. Couple of games here for Arrow and Sarasota. Really just an even offensive game here for the Apex as Mr. Mouse gets 3 ribbies. Your win is going to go to Shifty Lagoose as Mr. Baxter gets his 2nd L of the season. Player of the game, Wander Franco. Death Valley Scorpions get their 9th win of the season, 9-6, just like the record, beating the Seattle Sea Serpents. 3 ribby games for Scruff McGruff, and then 3 ribbies for Elliot Alderson. He's doing really well there, actually, 350. Can't ignore Mr. Jacob there, 493. Perry Hodder gets your 3rd loss of the year as Mr. Remy Ratatouille gets his 2nd one of the year. Player of the game is Elliot Alderson. We saw the Cancun game, so let's head on over to the minors, and we got nothing. So, let's head to the next day. We'll take a quick look here, because it's a nice little thing to have. So, next up here is State College Swifties and the Dallas Dynamos. No majors games today, so it makes it easy to find out where we're going. So we're going to have the Swifties versus Dynamos. I'm sure the prediction is going to be up soon for this, so keep an eye out for everyone who's like, oh my god, I've missed it. So now's your chance. We're going to run over some lovely stats here that we have. All right. Oh, there is actually none for this game. That's okay, though. We don't have to have one for every game. So we'll have a look here as the prediction up. We are at total home runs here as... what is the over-under 1.5? I feel like for this one, you know, the minors there, it's a pretty safe bet to go for the over. Minors likes their offense, but everyone's going to be like, oh, the streamer says to go over, and it's totally going to go under. So, I mean, you could go either way. So, while we wait for this to go over, I guess we can use the chance. How is everyone tonight? You guys having a good time so far? Are we doing good? Good? Hortle, why am I being a bully? That's what I want to know. Shoo. We got to keep that just to DMs, bud. Going under since Rabbit said over. That is a fair point, and you would not be wrong doing that. Have to do a project that is really easy, but just the worst content. Is it the worst content because it's typical group project where the people just aren't doing anything? Over is crushing it right now, 24,000. So if you're a gambling man and or woman, I would maybe say sneak a little on the under there. It might pay out pretty well for you. Well, let's go for a couple more seconds. I can start this up while it's still going. Unless it would be a little bit funny if I start it and there's like 10 seconds left and all of a sudden you get the one home run cranked and everyone starts panicking. Well, taking a quick look at here, Dynamos have the pretty distinct advantage. Pitching edge is going to go to the Swift Steeds, but we do have a tie in the number 2 spot between Shark Puppet and Ryan Gacko. All right, so let's get her started here. I always love that it goes through its little stats. All right, leadoff walk here for... You know, I'm just stumped by these names. Shit, I feel like I should just try it just for posterity's sake so people can, like, probably laugh at me and be like, that is totally not what it is, but... Oh, the over's almost celebrated, but that one's going to bounce off the walls. That is a double, not a home run. Swifty's keeping this inning going. A little bit of a chop at the catcher, but he will get it. So they get out of the inning. No harm, no foul. Leading off is Mr. McLaughlin for the Dynamos. That's going to be a pop out to center field. That's hit to the shortstop, getting it tossed up first. Spencer steps up. He chops that one. It's got some curve, but not enough to get down, as that's going to be caught in the outfield. Starting off with the number 5 batter here is Johns is able to poke that through in between the two infielders. Runner on first. Swing strikeout for Brock Sampson. Christian Ayers gonna drop in there. Any relation to the goalie legend Ayers that defeated the Toronto Maple Leafs in embarrassing fashion? There's a strikeout there. 2 runners on, 2 out. It's up to Hugh Belong with me. But that's going to get the fielder's choice at second base as they get out empty-handed. Is Belong with me a bot? If it isn't, then the Taylor Swift references are getting insane for people making players. We just need to like create like a sub-forum with a shrine or something at this point, I think. Fly out there as there's 2 runs out, and their swinging strikeout is going to end it as Dallas still looking for their first hit. That one's hit to center field. Going to be caught. That's to the shortstop, and they won't make the play at first. Walk there as the Swifties like to keep these 2 opportunities going, but unfortunately can't get anything done as Mr. Sportello strikes out. William Groves is able to chop that one into center field. Swinging strikeout by Pablo Sanchez. Clifford Wilson takes a swing, but he's going to go down whiffing at that ball. Nice little single there. 2 runners on, keeps it going. Runners are already going, but I think this is going to be fly out. Yes. They could have got that down. That could have paid off big, but unfortunately, just no dice. Third baseman calls off the shortstop to make that catch. Walk there by Sampson. Double play ball, but they make the leadoff runner get out. And stolen base attempt there thwarted as he is tossed out. As we haven't seen a lot of stolen base attempts, but I think every single one has resulted in crushing failures. So maybe tonight's not the night to try to go for those SBs on stream. That's it, shortstop. There is your third out, as this is just whizzing by here. As the lack of offense is just making this game go quicker than you would have thought. There's a hit for you, though, as Belong With Me is able to get one. Stolen base attempt. Success. We're 1 for 4 now, I think. Puts the runner in scoring position, 2 outs to work with. That's not going to be deep enough to move the runner, and it's in the wrong field. And then a swinging strikeout as we get nothing. Dallas hoping they get something going here, but a leadoff groundout is not going to help. William Groves, long fly out center field. 2 out already. Pablo Sanchez draws a walk, keeps us going here as Wilson steps up. And that's got some pop on it, but a diving catch is going to catch that. As I apologize, I should probably move this. Just if I can remember how to move it. That's the key. Pretty sure it's something in the options menu. Little bloop there, as that's a single there. Swifties start off with a single. Looks like we have a pitcher change. Wow, nice hustle as he beats out the throw to first. That's a Well, I thought that was going to be a double play ball, but they just make the play to first. So runners on second and third. That's going up the middle. They'll get an out, but there's your first run of the game there. Fly ball, but is caught, as they're just going to have to settle for one. Strike out there. That one's going into the outfield. Is going to touch grass. Center field there. So they're going to throw that in. Hold him at first. Okay. Well, this does not want me to move it. Okay, is that a bit better? Are people happy with that? Can I add the strike zone? I sure can. Only because you asked so nicely. You know what? Let's move this down here because I feel like there's not going to be a lot of stuff going on down there. So is that better? Yeah? I think that's good. I think that's good. Alright, there we go. Runner tossed out at first as the runner moves up second. 2 out. Nice walk drawn to keep it going as, my lord, I'm just going to refer to that player as Israel Keyboard Punch. As Keyboard Punch chops it into the outfield. Here's a chance to tie it. And he's safe as we get a tie game here. Nice play by Keyboard Punch. That's going to third base, but they will get the fielder's choice at second as they're going to have to settle for one, but we got ourselves a tie game. A little chopper to catcher, but they're not going to make the throw in time at first as Von Cole puts on the Jets. Deja vu as he makes it in no time. Ground out there, but he's going to get tossed out at first. Runner moves up to second. 1 out. Swifty trying to play some small ball here maybe to get the runs in, but infield fly is not going to help that situation out. That one's to shortstop. Should end the threat. As Dallas back with the bat. We're already in the bottom of the 7th here. We got a pitch and change. That's going to shortstop. Going to get tossed out at first. I almost want to think Pablo Sanchez is just like the 3rd iteration of him. Like, he just keeps getting resurrected from the dead. I know because of backyard baseball is popular, but like the man has got to be in the index like 3-4 times now. Runner on first here. We're going to go right to first baseman as he says thank you as he makes very little effort to get that out. As the pitchers are shutting this stuff down. We've got some hits on the board, but ooh! I am so sorry I don't have the widgets for the fumble bumble, so you'll have to just settle for my terrible impression of it. There's the play to shortstop, and a double play is going to save them from that error in the outfield. That's going to the gap, but will be caught by the right fielder. That's going to second base as he is out at first. There's your first out. It was delaying like it was a pitching change, but maybe there was a delay in there. I'm not sure. That's going to center field. Looked like it had a bit to get down, but didn't, as we're threatening extra innings here. Top of the 9th. That one's going deep. That's off the wall. That's a double at least. Good way to start here. Runner in scoring position. 3 outs to work with. Mr. Rodriguez is getting a bit tired for the Dynamos. I don't think they'll tag up. No. He's going to have to stay on second for now. Cole Van Cole up. He's going to stare at a strikeout, so there's 2 out. They might get out of this jam. That's got some distance on it. No, as that's going to touch as you get a double, and Swifties are going to take the lead here. 2 outs. Dallas just couldn't shut it down. We'll see if they can add to it. That should be fly out to left field. So Dallas, 3 outs to work with to either tie it or walk it off. We'll see what they can do. Middle of the order. Oh, Oh, that's over the head of the outfielders. That's just going to be a double as they start off with a leadoff double as well. 3 outs to work with. Got to be confident in that as Mann steps up. Nacho Man. As he strikes out. Groves steps up. Strikes out. As Khan might get out of this. And he will, as 2 quick strikeouts just gut punch as they aren't able to get it. Swifties are going to take this late in the top of the 9th. A couple multi-hit games here for Esselman and Belong With Me. And then Keyboard Punch with his 2 hits on Dallas' side. Your win is going to go to T2 as we have a bunch of stats here out of the bullpen and State College side. Blown save, a win, a save, a little bit of everything. Loss is going to go to Rodriguez as player of the game is CJ Brandonson. Kingpins are going to beat the Hepcats 9-4. Wow, combined 25 hits for the 2 teams. 4-hit game for Mr. Vincent De Rosa. Wow, batting .441 here early in the season. 3-hit game for Pryor. Your win is going to go to Pin out of the pen as Henke gets the L for Kansas City. Your player of the game is Vincent De Rosa. Flamingos are going to beat the Firehawks in Battle of the Birds. 3-0 on just 10 hits between both sides. Multi-hit game here for Abai Fuglin as he's trying to keep the Ribby streak going after last season. Thompson has got the L on California's side as Parsons gets the W on Florida. Your player of the game is Nico Parsons. Wheelers beat the Dillos 6-5. Wow, 17 hits with 4 runs coming in the top of the 9th as the Dillos collapsed on themselves. Losing that one late. 2 3-hit games here for Condor and Kimura on Anchorage side as 3 ribbies for Oatmeal. W is going to go to Rizzo for Anchorage as Bremen gets the L for the Dillos. Your player of the game is Adrian King. We watched that one. And so Brew City Bears moved to 10-6 as they win 8-2 over the Lemurs. A couple multi-hit games on Louisville's side and Brew City. Mr. Dirk gets the L for Louisville as Mr. Millis gets the W, his 3rd of the year for Brew City. Your player of the game is Woe Millis. I believe there was no majors games today, which is correct. So we'll move on. So today, which is the 10th, is another minor leagues game, and it's going to be the Louisville Lemurs versus the Brew City Bears. So we'll take a look here. Pop into managed game here. So if we want to get another bet going for this one, I believe this one does have some stats from the team. And it does. So some team notes here. Louisville is led by some impressive pitching to this point. They are first in ERA and home runs allowed. The offense hasn't quite been as good as last season, but having Lump O'Sullivan and Diddle McGee will carry the offense though eventually. However, the Lemurs are not coming through in the clutch. Only 2 and 4 in 1-run games. Brew City is fighting to keep up with Anchorage here, also led by good pitching like the Lemurs. The Bears are first in the minors in starter ERA and throwing strikeouts. The Bears almost seem to emulate a Moneyball strategy as they have 0 stolen bases and are last in home runs, but are getting wins when they need with key hits. Player notes, Diddle McGee is on fire, hitting .429 and 3 home runs in his last 5 games. Watch out for him in the 5-hole. Watch out as well for Vincent Aldridge. Aldridge is hitting .357 this season and opposed McGee also hitting 5th. PM Schramm, the southpaw, will get the start for Louisville in this one. Schramm has a good 3.13 ERA, leading the minors in strikeouts, but hasn't had the run support. Lemurs have only scored 5 runs over the 4 of Schramm's starts. Brah, you gotta help the buddy out there. Opposing southpaw Booze Goozer will start for Bruce City. Goozer has a 3.49 ERA and is third in the minors in strikeouts. Keys to victory for tonight. Louisville can take the advantage of Bruce City's lack of power by pitching aggressively. However, the Lemurs need to score some runs for themselves as they are second to last in the minors in runs scored. Bruce City can take advantage of the lukewarm Louisville offense and keep up the great pitching. However, the Bears' bullpen is in the lower half of the league, so they'll want a solid 6 to 7 innings out of Gooser if possible. Like, how lukewarm are we talking here? Are we talking like, you know, when you try to get the wife in the mood after you've been married for a couple years, lukewarm, or like friend zone? Because, I mean, like, those are totally different things. All right, so we've got predictions up. Not quite as much being bet this game, but it is total strikeouts here with over under 13.5. I'm actually, well, does it say? Schramm's got 63 stuff. Boost Goozer's got 69. So we'll see. That's some pretty good. We kind of have an even keel here with, looks like 4 for each side with a couple ties sprinkled in there. So we'll see how this one goes. Betting is closed, so let's get at it. First up is Jet Jaguar. That's another great name. There's some pretty good names lately. He's going to ground out. Be your first out here. Mr. Forrest Gump isn't even going to get the chance to run Forrest run as he's going to strike out. Barry Bonds taking a shot at PBE will chop that one up the middle. There's a single for you to keep the inning going. Lump O'Sullivan. That one's got a lot of height on it, but not the distance, as that's going to be fly out center field. Emerson's going to lead us off for Bruce City here as he steps on up. And he'll sneak one through past the shortstop. There's a leadoff single. Strikeout there for Underrated. Stevie Steve is going to chop that one over the shortstop's head as you have 2 runners on. 1 out. Connor McNasty, that's a double play ball, but they're only going to get the 1, so the inning is still going. Aldrich with a chance. You'll take a walk. It's better than an out. Mr. John Doe Jr. unfortunately is going to be registered under a name as he is caught and cannot sneak on by. Diddle McGee is able to sneak that one through. Leadoff single. You love to see it if you're a lemur. Esteban Esquelito. Quelito? There's another single as we talked about the small ball, and here we go as there's one. We're just poking singles here. A little bit here, a little bit there. 2 on, no out. Try to put some power under that one, but Bembry McFraud is, well, he'll move the run up to third, so runners in the corner. Bases loaded as Boost Goozer is in some trouble here. That one's hit hard. Nice catch, immediate throw, but he's not going to get there in time, unfortunately, as that's your second run up the board there for the Lemurs. Runners were going on that one, but nice. The rundown by the first baseman is going to limit it at 2. As Bruce City tries to get the offense going here. Crocs out. Gets a single. Honda steps up. Gonna strike out. Lefty Regan. That's a double play ball, but apparently double plays don't exist in the minors as they always like to settle for 1. That's hit hard, but they ended up being a flyout. I thought that was going to at least make it to the wall. Had the animation like it was going to, but apparently caught some crosswind and died. Shortstop there makes a nice grab. There's your first out. O'Sullivan is going deep and see ya! Solo blast. That's 3-0 now for the Lemurs. McGee to third base. Gonna get tossed out at first. There's your second out. Esteban. Gonna keep it going with a little single there in the left field. Kyle Eliason. Shortstop had to go quite a bit to pick that up, but will get the leadoff runner in second. That one's going up the middle there for underrated. Leadoff single. Stevie Steve right up the middle again as they have apparently picked their spot. 2 on, no out. McNasty draws a walk, so Schramm in some trouble here as Bruce City tries to get Goose some run support. Swinging strikeout by Aldridge. John Doe. That's going to center field. That was a good throw, but is not going to be in time as they at least get one on the board here. Walk reloads the bases here. They got to get something done here. But that's going to go right to the third baseman as Louisville wipes the forehead. Whew, as they get out of that one. No harm, no foul. Lead off out here. John Davidson goes to the left fielder. There's your second out. And that one's going to actually get down there as inning keeps going. Gump. Wow, another toss out for the steal. We are 1 for 5 today on stream. I'm telling you, don't steal bases today, folks. Strike out there. Emerson is able to drop that one in. A nice little single. Underrated sneaks one by. So, oh, aggressive running as he's going all the way to third. Runners on the corner. 2 outs to work with. Stevie Steve gets that one a drop, so that's going to cash one in here as that lead is cut down to 1 now. McNasty, nice diving catch by Eliason as that one is stolen. That one looked like it had some pop, but too much height as that's going to be caught. So they're going to have to settle for 1, but they are within striking distance now. Right to the first baseman. There's your first out. That's hit high, but picked up by the shortstop. That one's another towering shot to the middle of the outfield. As despite what looked like a bit of a rough start, Boozer has kept his pitch count, fairly low last I saw, as Schramm's actually getting up there. That's going to be tossed out at first as there's a quick 2 outs. And there's your third out as the shortstop apparently going to do all the work this inning. That's right to the pitcher. Easy out there. Swinging strikeout. Eliason trying to keep the inning going, but that's going to go right to the shortstop as he says thank you for that little slow blooper. That one's high in the outfield, but will be caught. Schramm at 95 pitches now. We'll see how much longer he's in. Shortstop's going to toss him out at first. Crossing the century mark. But the third baseman will at least get him to the end of the inning. McFraud steps up. That's a ground out at first. John Davison. As everyone's getting tossed out at first right now. Jet Jaguar. Center field. And that's caught. We started off pretty exciting, but things are settling down here as defense taking over as Poe Scott is into the game now. Staring strikeout for Stevie Steve. That one's hit. Sounded good, but center fielder's barely moving, so that's going to be an easy fly out. And then a ground out again as we're getting the odd hit here and there, but it's just not developing anything. Boozer's still in the game. Oh, there he goes. As Achu is in. 2 men on here. Lemurs trying to extend their lead. They go for the double play, but they're just going to get one at first. Or did they get the one at first? Okay, they did. There's your second out. But Esteban is going to go for the gap, and just like that, the 2 outs look like they might get out of it, but they are going to pay the price now as that lead is extended to 5-2. That's all they're going to have to get, though. But the damage is done here as Bruce City's offense has been almost non-existent. I know 8 hits, but it just has not felt threatening. Walk there, get it going as we got a pitcher change. But double play ball, and it's a double play! A Miners double play! We saw it happen, folks. Right here. Play can't be made at first as the runner makes it on. That's chopped to first. Easy out. They go for the double play again, but no dice. Walk here, puts 2 on with 2 outs to work with. Whoa, double steal. And they're going to get it. That's going to drop a single, and that's going to cash 2 for sure. As, wow, that mountain is looking huge now for Bruce City as the Lemurs just keep plugging it on. Another walk here as Justin Jett is in a bit of trouble. Strikeout will get him his second out. And that's got some pop to it. I think that's got enough to carry, and that is gone. That's not coming back. As 10-2, the Lemurs take a lead now in a 3-run blast by Diddle McGee. Justin Jett with a 6 earned runs right now finally gets himself out of the inning as the Bruce City Bears have to pray for an offensive miracle. Leadoff strikeout is not going to help with that dream. Emerson, nice diving play by McFraud in right field. That one looked good, but I don't think it's going to have enough, as that's going to do it here as the Lemurs take this one 10-2, putting up 7 runs in the last 2 innings. They get their 9th win of the season here, as 5 RBIs between McGee and Mr. Esteban. 3-hit game here for Stevie Steve. Your win is going to go to Schramm with the 6th innings pitched. Boos Gooser had a good solid 7-inning outing, but unfortunately just wasn't enough as his team could not provide the offense. Dylan McGee is your player of the game. Kingpins beat the Hepcats as they've just been trading games here. 4 runs in the top of the 8th is what's going to break the tie and get them the win here. Couple of multi-hit games, no like crazy offensive outbursts. As Dot Sportsboy 57, creative name, isn't going to get the win as Siosi Multi Ao Pele. Say that fast 5 times. It's going to get the W as Sexy is going to get the L as Evan Heed is going to be your player of the game. Flamingos beat the Firehawks 7-1 on 13 hits. 3-hit game there for Rob Senior Jr. in the bottom of the lineup there. Your L is going to go to Mitchell as your win goes to, what do you want to say? I've heard people say Kagamine, but Kagamine, I feel like Kagamine is right. Giovanni Brizzo is your player of the game, though. Dallas Dynamos beat the Swifties 5-2. Some revenge for the live streamed game. A couple of multi-hit games here for both sides. State College uses a bit of their pen as Claflin gets the L in just 4.2 innings pitched as Miller gets the W as Jenkin Millers, the pitcher, actually is your player of the game. Dillos beat the Wheelers 7-5 on 11 hits. Three-hit game there for these names, man. Hieronymus Flex, as he has 2 RBIs as well. Your L is going to go to Ragnarok, as your W is going to Fank, as your player of the game is Hieronymus Flex. Switching over to the majors. Makos are going to take a defensive win here, 2-0 over the Crabs on 7 hits. Only multi-hit game on Maui's side is coming from Mr. Goffard. L is going to go to Mr. Fug for Providence, as the win will go to the starting pitcher on Maui's side, Mr. Baldelli. Player of the game is Nico Baldelli. Nice extra innings game here where the offense exploded. 12-11 is your win here for the Boise Raptors. 3 RBI game for Kelowna and Outer Banks. 4 RBIs for Johnny Pluto. Wow, he is at 28 ribbies already. I think I pointed this out already, but like, just look at him compared to the rest of the Boise offense. He is carrying hard right now. Your L is going to go to the pen for Pozo and Outer Banks side, is the W is going to go to Wheatfall. Player of the game is Johnny Pluto. Voyagers sneak this one by. Another late win there as they put 1 run up in the top of the 9th, and it's enough to hold on as they win 6-5 over the Vandals. 3 RBI game here for Mr. Sack Lodge in the losing cause. Win is going to go to Graves out of the pen for New York, with the loss going to Fuji on Vancouver, as your player of the game is Sack Lodge. Surge beat the Sloss 3-1. A total of 12 hits between the teams. Another little defensive battle here. So we've seen a big offense game, a couple of defensive games. 3 hits there for Trevin Knight. They're off to a quick start this season. Win is going to go to Tokoyami for Buffalo, as Taylor Johnson, RIP Nashville legend, takes the L in his first of the season for San Antonio, as player of the game is Fumika Tokoyami. Rougarous are going to beat the Stars 7-4 here. Combined 21 hits between the teams. 3-hit game for Munson. As we also have a 3-hit game for Christopher Abreu. As Mr. Sanchez gets the L, only lasting 2.2 innings, as Nashville's had to go to the pen early in the series, but so has New Orleans, as Pleasance is going to have to get the W for them. Player of the game is Christopher Abreu. Sea Serpents steal one from the Apex 5-4 as they score in the bottom of the 11th here to pick up the W. 3-hit game for Barker on Seattle side. Loss is going to have to go to Troen No Hands coming out of the pen for the Apex, as Gristle McThornbody gets the W out of the pen for Seattle, as the player of their game is Jose Sloth Seco. I swear, the one stat I pick out, it's never the person who's the player of the game. 2 for 5, 2 RBI. Not bad, not bad. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Death Valley is going to beat Sarasota Supernovas 4-3. Sarasota made it interesting late, but just couldn't get that extra run to tie it. Really, the only big offensive game here is coming from Trevor Duncan, going 3 for 3 with 2 RBIs. L is going to go to Mr. Chawate out of the pen, as the win is going to Morgan. Player of the game is Trevor Duncan. Well, last but not least, Detroit Demons improving at 12-4 as they shut out the Toros 4-0 on just 7 hits. A couple of multi-hit games on both sides. Nothing crazy to sing home about. Mr. Palmer is getting the W for Detroit, as Lemonade is taking the L for Cancun. Going 6 innings, still decent outing, as Thomas Palmer is your player of the game. So that finishes us up for today. Again, we'll pop up my matchups. Today is 5-11, so that means it is Quick Sim Day. We have minors and majors. We'll start with the minors first. Dillos, as they put up 4 of their runs in the last 3 innings, take this one 6-5, combined 20 hits. 3 for 3 day here for Woofington. A couple multi RBI games on Anchorage side. As Parker Parton, that's TJ's new player. Unfortunately, going to take the L out of the pen, as Mr. Mrazek is going to get the W for the Dillos, as player of the game is Tedford Woofington. Dynamos take this one over the Swift Steeds 6-4. As we get a 3 for 5 game for Ryan Kakeo. A couple other multi-hit games here kicking around. Swantavius Day only lasts 3 innings in a losing effort, as Redacted gets the W. Your player of the game is William Groves. Lemurs take this one 16-1, as they scored early and scored often. 19 runs is what they end up putting on the board. That is something that makes you sad. Everyone had at least 2 hits or more, except for poor Mr. Jet Jaguar. R.I.P. Jaguar. R.I.P. Your win is going to go to James Ron Lane, lasting a nice 6 innings, as the Bruce City Bears burned through 5 pitchers, as Wendy Marvel only lasts 2 innings before getting the hook in the losing effort. Player of the game is Diddle McGee. Kingpins take this one 13-9 in another big offensive game. Combined 31 hits between both teams. We had a 4-hit day for Andrews and a 4-hit day for, Pop Walb. Hitting in the 9 slot. Grimes is going to get his 3rd win of the season, still remaining perfect without a loss, as Patty, we'll go with Patty, takes the L. 3 innings pitched, 6 earned runs. Player of the game is Hayden Andrews. Firehawks finally get a W here on stream, as they take this one 3-1. Flamingos try to make it interesting late, but we're only able to put up 1. 4-hit game for Chris Smooth on the California side, as Sportgee gets their first win, pitching 6 innings, as Jansen Crenshaw gets their 2nd loss. Player of the game is, to no one's surprise, Chris Smooth. New York takes this one 6-4. Another extra inning games here, as they put 2 on the top of the 11th to squeeze it a win here. 3-hit game for Kirk Swerve on New York's side. Big Rig Tig O'Sullivan gets the W, their first of the year, coming out of the pen, as Mick Namerson gets their first loss. Player of the game is Barbados Slim. Aviators finally get a W, as they take this one 6-3 on 13 hits. 3-hit game here for Mr. Bergen Cannon, as your win is going to go to Cato. Nice strong 8-inning performance, as Pozo only has to get 2 outs for the save. Mr. Lucas gets the L on Boise's side, as your player of the game is Tyler Swift. No relation to Sailor Twift. Crabs take this one to even up the records with the Makos. 9-3 is your final, as Will Love gets 4 runs on 1 hit, so That wasn't even a home run. It was a double? Bases clearing double? That's what I'm going to assume. 3 RBI game here for Dordevic as well. Ivy Leaf goes the distance, pitching a strong 9 innings, getting the W as Michael Knightrider gets his 4th loss, unfortunately. LBG. I'm sorry, bud. Only lasting 3 innings before he gets the hook, as your player of the game is Ivy Leaf. Sloths are going to get their 13th win of the season.